Hi, it's me, Ingrid INFP, and I went to see Florence and the Machine last weekend with my ENFJ friend, and it was amazing. She's Florence is amazing. She's like an angel, a witch, a fairy, um, a mother. She's not a mother, but um, she has that song. I am no mother. I am no bride. I am king, and she really is a king. Our queen, but she is also a king, and she she's an INFP, which we love on this channel, and she is funny, and she made us do like a human sacrifice. She was like, "I only have one small thing to ask of you. It's a human sacrifice," and I was just like laughing my head off. And then we she made us do a lot of stuff, like it was interactive, and also she has both really beautiful slow songs and very energetic songs, and I just love her whole discography basically. um, and she was dressed so beautifully with like a shawl, a kind of flowy dress with lace, and we were really close, and she actually got into the public, into the audience, and started singing. She usually does this, but she actually came like a meter close to my face, and it was overwhelming. So I've never fangirled so hard. Anyway, but the reason I wanted to make this video is, first of all, I can't post the Florence and the Machine content on YouTube because of copyright issues. I wanted to post the concert. I have enough material to like make a half hour of concert. But I will be instead uploading short snippets to my Instagram stories, because that's not copyright in the same way for some reason. Also, private videos don't, it doesn't matter if the video on YouTube is private. The YouTube algorithm kind of notices that you are posting copyrighted material anyways. So I can't even like make a private video on YouTube. So because I really did want to share that with you guys, because Florence is amazing. But I will do it on Instagram for those of you who follow me. I've now made my account public for a short amount of time, but it will become private again. But yes, so I went down there with my ENFJ friend, and my ENFJ friend does not have TE. I've told you guys the story about my INFJ friend and me when we were at the like self-checkout, and it was chaos because I don't have TI and I have TE, and we're just like stumbling around trying to figure out how to use the self-checkout machines. Well, this was a similar situation with my ENFJ friend, because what happened is that I had to decide everything. I had to make all these decisions, and she's an extrovert and she's a judger, and yet, but she's an extrovert feeling judger, so making plans is not her strong suit. She wants everybody to be happy, but it's sometimes you just have to say like, decide a time, and decide the things. So I decided the time, I decided the train, we connected. We were supposed to take the same train down, but she had forgotten that she had a birthday party to go to, which is something like typical extrovert behavior. Like if I was invited to a birthday party, either I'd remember or I'd forget, and I just wouldn't go if I forgot, because I'd think, well, then it's not important. And also I don't want to go to a party where I don't know the person. So she ended up going to the birthday party, and then it took her hours to actually meet up with us. I was with an ISFJ friend, and my ISFJ friend is even more worried than I am in terms of holding like timetables, because, well, she also has a small son who actually remembered us from our internship. which was sweet. So he's like, Ingrid, we're going to go to the beach, you know. he's really sweet and cute. He's also at a cute age. I think he's 5. But I was like there stressing out together with my ISFJ friend about what my ENFJ friend was doing. Because she also always wants to take a taxi. So she's just using up all of her money. She took her own room in the train on the way back to sleep. I took the Flixbus, which ended up being delayed 2 hours, and I came an hour late for work, so that did not work out. I barely slept. I was a total zombie, and I didn't even get my money back or any conversation. But that's a story for another time. But I had to make the plans and like assemble all of these girls together, all of these these people who we knew each other during our internship 2 years ago. So it's me, the ENFJ, the ISFJ, and I think an INTJ. Not really sure, actually. I'm not sure. But it's kind of interesting because we have an SJ, we have an NT, and then we have NFs. But there's 2 NFs, obviously, that go to see Florence in the machine. And we were staying over at my ISFJ friend's house. So that was wonderful. We had a great time. And yes, we managed to plan it all out, and it worked out fine in the end. But it was kind of like my ISFJ friend did not know if my ENFJ friend was going to stay over because she hadn't told her, and so it was like it's kind of stressful if you want to plan something. But in the end, we got to the concert. We got really close in like the front rows. We were like in the 3rd or 4th row, and we have to go back home. And so we rush at the end. Everybody's getting out, and then we get out, and we're like, and she says, I'm going to call a taxi. I'm like, okay, call a taxi. It's like midnight. But there are so many people who have to get out from this concert that all the taxis are occupied. So when she calls, it says, wait 15 minutes and then call back. So then she called back, but then they said, wait 15 minutes more. And she's like, well, what's going on? So then she starts like downloading Uber, but then she ends up downloading the wrong app. She gets Uber driver instead of Uber, anyway. We had all sorts of trouble with managing that because we're dominant feelers. And so we don't have the strong thinking function. We don't have a strong sensing function either. So it was pretty interesting. We just saw the taxis go by, and I'm like, at this point, I'm like, you know what? Let's just sleep on the beach. You know, we only have a few hours to hang out here, and then we can take the bus whenever the bus comes. And she's like, no, we need to do this. But it's like she's so focused in these apps that she doesn't notice that there's a guy who, like a taxi driver, who's literally stops by in the crosswalk, and he asks us, did you order a taxi? Assuming that we had ordered a taxi. And I said, no, we haven't ordered, but we've tried to order for about a half hour now, and or more. It was like 45 minutes now, and we really need a taxi. Can you drive us? And he was like, yeah, sure. And he said, what's the address? I said the address, and he said 280 crowns. And I was like, okay, let's go. And my ENFJ friend was like so shocked and amazed at what I'd just done. And I was like confused because it was like, well, we have to take a taxi. We have to go home. I was like in TE mode. that like, okay, what's the thing that's missing? The taxi. We need to go take the taxi home, you know, like really black and white TE thinking, just like that. And 280 crowns was not that bad for a night taxi. And he looks like a pretty okay taxi. You know, it was the regular city taxi. So we jumped in and we did that. So it was kind of an impulsive thing, but she was so amazed that I made a split-second decision like that. And she was, because she's rarely seen me actually make a decision in that way. She's usually the one who makes decisions and is organized in her life, in the outside world. So she hasn't seen that side of me really. And she got really impressed. So that's the story of how my TE had a chance to shine in the presence of a non-TE user. I think that, well, for me, it would be if she had used TI, and I'd be really impressed by that. And she is really into certain TI things like research and stuff. And so that was just a funny story about how I've had to use TE a lot. It was worth it to see Florence on the machine. But yeah, we came home very late. And then we went to the beach with all four of us, and five if we count the 5-year-old. And it's just lovely. Unfortunately, a lot of my friends are kind of burnt out because we're all doctors, young doctors and young women at that. I did tell them a little bit about my mental health, and they have told me about a little bit of their mental health. And I told them also about, well, that maybe I'm neurodivergent, I don't know. Got different responses to that. In general, I think that my generation of people have a little bit of a tough time in the like the working conditions and everything, but especially doctors now, also after COVID, we are all pretty burnt out. One of my friends works only 70%, and another one, she is stressed out because she doesn't have like a structure for her residency, and she has been burnt out before by working in primary care like me. And then I have another friend, and she is kind of burnt out from the constant moving that we have to do. So she moved from Finland, and she is now doing lung medicine, and she's actually doing okay with that. But she now got a boyfriend, and the boyfriend does not understand like her burnout situation, and he doesn't understand that she might want to go back to Finland to be near her family. So, and I mean, I know of 2 other people who have been kind of burnt out, and it's pretty sad. It is, but we all, like, as girls together, we support each other, and I find that to be pretty beautiful, and it made me really happy to see these people going about their lives, figuring out their way, getting lost, and finding themselves again, and trying out different things. And it was just such a refreshing weekend. So I hope that you guys had also a pretty good weekend, and have a great day. Bye.